Hey guys, Ugly Pluckling17 here, and I'm here to bring to you my first episode of Top 5 from my channel. Now, I decided that I am going to do Top 5 for this one because Hollywood Studios is going to be the main focal point, but it's not as big of a park as the rest of them. So, I decided if I do Top 5 for my first one, I can see how it goes, especially since it's a smaller park with not as much to do. I was going to start off with top 5 rides and attractions, but I don't feel like there's enough rides that I could possibly do that because pretty much every ride would be in there. So instead, I'm going to do my top 5 things to do at Hollywood Studios. So that can include shows, they have like their little side street performances, just different things that you can do at Hollywood Studios that personally I think are my favorites. So, let's begin. So, to begin, I'm going to start with my number 5 as Indiana Jones, the epic stunt show spectacular. And I personally think that this is such a cool show. I know that Disney hasn't been hanging on to the fact of the real working studios with Hollywood Studios, but I love that they have this show still and that it really shows you what it's like to be involved with the production and to see what goes into a production. I think my favorite part of this is honestly all of the stunt work that they do is incredible. Like the talent that is in the cast for this show is incredible. So I've got to say that is my favorite part of the show. If you haven't seen the show, just a little rundown. It really takes you into the scenes of Indiana Jones in his epic adventures in his movies. They have from the temple to the marketplace to a plane jet scene. There's a lot of like explosions and it's so cool. The special effects are amazing, and I love it because it takes everything from Indiana Jones and puts it into one like half-hour long spectacular, as I will take from the title. Now, if I had to say there was one thing I didn't like about the show as much, I do like the ad-libbing and talking and stuff in between each set, but I feel like sometimes that can take away from the experience. So if I could add one thing, or if there was one negative to it, I would say that I would take out a little bit more of the talking and stuff and add like another scene in, because I think that would really go over well and be so cool that if they could add something new. That's really it. All right, coming in at number 4 is Muppet Vision 3D. This show is oftentimes passed up by a lot of guests in Disney, and I wish it wasn't. It's a cheesy, but it's a family humor type show, and personally, it gets a lot of laughs out of me. That's for sure. Everything from the pre-show to the show itself, and the theater's a really nice theater as well, so I think that's kind of cool. And I love how they have like the whole Muppet Studios type feel out here a little bit. I wish they would expand a little bit on it, maybe get some more of the feel. But I do love how they have it with the Muppet Studios. So let's go take a quick little look. Unfortunately, we cannot go inside because it is closed at the moment. We can't go inside the theater, but I will show you the pre-show area. So here's the pre-show area. This really is just for while you're waiting. You can just check out all the different. It's just all the different Muppets having a nice little comedy bit before the show starts, and it's about like the show starting, and Sam Eagle does some stuff. It's kind of cool. Rizzo, I think, does some stuff. And if you don't know what the show's about, it's very much a spoof on Dr. Honeydew and Beaker. And what they do is they invent their own creature, I guess you could say. And he's off the wall. He's a fun, crazy little guy, and he's just wreaking havoc all over the place. And then they go, and him and Bean Bunny kind of have like a similarity to themselves. And then Bean doesn't really like how he's been treated and stuff. So he decides that it's time for him to go, and they all go and find him. And yeah, so it's a really good show. I believe they actually do have the show that you can see online and on the internet, different places. So if you would like to see it, I would recommend watching it. It's really funny, but it's honestly such a funny thing. If I had to change one thing about it, honestly, I'm not gonna even change the show. I'd change the outside of the show, and I'd make it even more like Muppet Studios, like how they've made it be in the movies and stuff. Okay, coming in at number 3 on my list now is Toy Story Midway Mania. I love this ride because it just brings you into the idea of Toy Story, and it shows you, everything everyone loves about Toy Story. They even have the little Mr. Potato Head here, and it really brings you into what Toy Story is, and it's cool. It's like a life-size game, and what it is. It's a mini game, basically, that you play. And what you do is, while you're on the mini game, it's like a Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin if you've been on that. While you play the mini game, you get scored and stuff. And there's special effects. There's like air that comes out at you and stuff to make you feel cool. It's a lot. It's pretty cool. I love that. I love the ride, honestly. It's so much fun to play against your family and to compete against them and see who can get the higher score. If I had to change one thing about this, I think that they could probably... Honestly, I think that if they could do like bigger screens so you see even more into the game, that would be pretty cool. Other than that, though, I really love it. Obviously the technical, like, oh, well, maybe this controller doesn't work as well as the other one. But other than that, like, I really wish that they could have bigger screens so that you can fit, as I said. I think it would be kind of cool to really be in the game itself. All right, coming in at number 2 is one of the most thrilling rides in Disney, Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is based off of the hit TV show back in the day, The Twilight Zone. And it's about a family who goes to a resort or a hotel, the Hollywood Tower. And what happens is they they're in the elevator, and the elevator car gets struck by lightning, and it fails and it falls to their doom. So what they did was they recreated that, and it's a drop tower that there's like a pre-show and stuff, and it shows you different like things for the new dimension and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool. If I had to change one thing about it, probably just make the ride last a little longer, honestly. Other than that, I love it. There's nothing really I would change. Pretty cool ride. Topping it all off at number 1 is one of my favorite rides anywhere, Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, or starring Aerosmith, I believe. This ride, it takes you through... it takes you to before the concert of Aerosmith, and they're in a studio, and they're realizing that they're late, and they want all their guests to come with them. So they have to take a limo through town, but they have to get there quickly, and there's a lot of traffic. So it's pretty cool. One of the best launch systems I've ever been on in a ride. So I'm just gonna quickly show you the pre-show area. I don't know if we have the pre-show. But I just want to show you the area. It's like the recording studio in here. And now, when you go to the ride itself, press my little button, and you get in the car, and you're in a limo, right? And this is my favorite thing of all time. They're playing Aerosmith music when you go. Now, the thing I love most about this ride is that it really takes the Hollywood feel around this area here. As you can see in the queue, you have over here and stuff. I really love what they did to make this. There's a little hidden Mickey up there. I I love how in the ride, there's like the donut and stuff. There's the launch. Everything's so cool in here. I love it. And they have, again, I said the Aerosmith music is playing and stuff. It's pretty cool. Um, if I had to change one thing about it, I'd probably somehow try to make it longer. It is a relatively quick ride. It's not that quick, but it's quicker than I would have hoped it to be when I first rode it. I love the ride though. It is one of my personal favorite rides anywhere, and it's such an amazing atmosphere once you're inside the actual ride itself. Um, and then also, if I had to change one thing about it, I think I would probably put a little bit more Hollywood feel into it instead of it just being black. I would do like, strobe lights or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, so I know I said top five, but I am going to include this in it as well because it is one of the most inspiring things I've ever witnessed, honestly, and it is um, One Man's Dream from Mickey Mouse to the Magic Kingdom, and it is just unbelievable. It takes you through the story of Disney and the story of Walt Disney. They have all these little displays in here so you can see, and it is honestly so cool to see it. It's not a ride or they have a little show they have a show at the end, but I don't like to include that in my list of things I do in Hollywood Studios because honestly, a lot of people find this not the most entertaining experience, but when you see for me especially, when you see all that Walt Disney dreamt of and all that the Disney company dreamt of to bring to you, it is phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and it's so inspiring for me. So you come in here and you see a little show about Walt Disney, and it is truly amazing. So that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you liked it. Please feel free to leave a like. And my question of the day is actually going to be Q&A questions. I'm going to be doing a Q&A for my next video. So I want you guys to submit questions in the comments in my Twitter that is linked at my on my channel. And I just want you to ask me something about Disney. I mean, it could be about me personally with Disney, or it could be about what I think needs to be changed, whatever you want. But make it a good question, and I'll try to get to it in my next video. Thanks, guys. Have a great day, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.